At this point, we know that our team has rescued 40 personnel so far. Together, our response community is strong, and we'll continue to rely on each other's strengths throughout this incident to bring it to its best conclusion. On the Coast Guard side, we continue through the night and today to employ a maximum number of aircraft, both fixed wing and helicopter, small boat assets, and 2 patrol boats in the search here in Mobile Bay. The victims include not only the members that were involved in the regatta yesterday, but as well as other mariners that were on the water at the time of the incident. So at this point, I'd like to ask that we remind the privacy for those people that are affected and respect that privacy. We continue to search throughout the day, and a reminder to the boating public and the people out on the water today, whether involved in the search or pleasure, please wear your PFDs. At this point, I'd like to turn to Major Steve Thompson with the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency for the state's role.
Thank you, Captain Walker. My name is Steve Thompson. I'm the Chief of the Marine Patrol for the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency. We responded yesterday afternoon to assist the Coast Guard in this search, rescue, and now recovery operation. We had units out yesterday afternoon participating in the event to rescue these people. And like Captain Walker said, I won't be redundant. Our guys worked long and hard, and we rescued so many people. This is an awful tragedy, and our hearts go out to the families. And this is a Coast Guard operation, but the personnel from the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, we've responded and will continue to assist the Coast Guard on this recovery operation and search until they need us. All our resources are available here to assist in whatever way we can. And not only do we have personnel from the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, Marine Patrol, but we have personnel from the Department of Conservation, the Alabama Marine Police. We have local area search and rescue squads, and the Mobile County Sheriff's Office has several of their vessels as well. We're all coordinating our efforts and making sure every area is covered. And this is a team effort, guys, and we're all giving 110%. I'm extremely proud of the personnel and involved in this, from state, county, local, state. We're all working together extremely well, and trying to bring some closure to and locating the lost ones of the families. But like I said, heart goes out to that. I've spoken to Secretary Spencer Collier. I've briefed him on the situation, and Governor Robert Bentley is aware of the situation, and we're giving them updates, and we'll continue to do so. Once again, we're assisting the United States Coast Guard in this operation, and what our assets that we can provide them, they got it. And our guys will be out here from can to can during this operation, and of course I will be here as well to see if there's anything our folks need in regards to this. They got it. And at this time, I guess I'm through these comments.
We'll take some questions.
Yeah.
All right. Did you all call off something like that? Is it something you all investigate?
I'd have to say at this point we are still focused on the search and rescue side of this. Investigations will follow on. So at this point, I'm not prepared to comment about investigation or fault or anything.
Next, please.
At this point, how many people are still missing?
We think we are looking for 5 additional people in the water, but we're still pulling information. And one of the things I'd like to reiterate is if anybody has any information about either someone they know or a loved one that is missing from yesterday's marine activities, please call our number 251-441-6920. And please, all information is still welcome.
Can you comment on if yesterday's event was delayed or was it initially canceled? Are y'all working with them to figure out what really happened there?
No, I can't. As I said, we're focused solely on accounting for all the individuals that are missing at this point.
And do you have an age range of those people who are missing?
I don't.
Okay.
Could you comment on the circumstances of these 5 folks you are looking for? Were they all participating in the regatta? Were they on the same boat? Were they just anything you can the circumstances of their?
All I can confirm is that there was more than just the regatta claimed some victims. I don't have a great deal of personal information about those people we're searching for, but we have received at least one report of someone missing who was not involved in the regatta.
How many vessels were capsized or
At this point, our information tells us there were up to 10 vessels, not all from the regatta. In fact, most were not from the regatta. Only 3 confirmed from the regatta were either capsized or incapacitated. The other vessels were smaller vessels, some of them unmanned.
All right, I'm gonna have to stop you there. The cameras are having a little bit difficulty getting a shot. If you guys could move back a little bit.
so the 10 is every one of these 5 were somehow connected to those 10. Sorry, does that make sense?
It makes sense to me, but I think yes, but we're still fielding information. Yesterday was such a widespread event that some information is still streaming in about vessels and missing people.
I guess what I'm asking is the one boat that had like 4 people on it.
I'm sorry. Can you hang on to that, and then we're gonna go to somebody else to give him a chance. Who's next? Sure.
Speaking of the missing, how many of those are just not accounted for? Do you have speculation of some of those people went home, or can you confirm that they are missing in the water?
When I say missing, we're looking for them, and that means that we have some degree of suspicion that they're out there. We continue to trace that information ashore to try and rule out that maybe they are sitting somewhere resting. But at this point, we're looking actively for 5 people out there.
Next, please.
That's me again. What are the challenges you guys are facing out there with this situation?
The biggest challenge is the information. There's such a widespread diversity in the people affected. Pulling them together and getting them to call in that number I just gave you, again, 251-441-6290, so that we can invite information.
Sorry, that's 6920.
6920, 441-6920. So getting and collating that information so that we can correlate it to other information that we have. That's the biggest challenge.
What about conditions, though? Challenges, conditions?
Conditions right now are optimal. Yesterday, as we started the search, we still had some overcast, and it was the wake of the storm. But today, as you can see, bright sunshine, relatively smooth seas, very light winds, really good search conditions. So that's why we are maximizing the effort, both the state and the Coast Guard assets.
Can
We
you
have
say
time
where?
for 2 more questions.
Can you say kind of where you found them and who's out here, side scan, sonar, sort of like double question?
I really can't, but what I can tell you that we have multiple search areas, both in the middle part of the bay and down here in the vicinity of Dauphin Island.
Coast Guard,
Coast Guard,
side scan,
state,
sonar.
flotilla, all of those assets are spread across there. They're all centrally coordinated out of our command center where the unified command is set up, but they're spread throughout the bay.
Do you encourage civilians to search as well, or will that hinder y'all from doing your job?
I would encourage any civilian that feels motivated. Shoreline onshore search is always welcome. If you're in a boat, I would ask you to clearly call the Coast Guard, that same number I just gave you, before you involve yourself in the search on a maritime unit, because there's an awful lot out there on the water.
Can you just spell both